Do not speak of what happens after you hear this. Say nothing to anyone, because wealth does not grow where noise exists. Prosperity hates attention. And what is forming inside you must remain hidden until it becomes too powerful to stop. When the results begin, tell no one, not your friends, not your family, not even the ones who love you. Just smile and keep listening. Because tonight, you are not just falling asleep. You are entering a private agreement with your subconscious mind and with infinite intelligence itself. If you hear these words each night, your sleep will no longer be rest. It will become wealth programming, a silent transformation of your beliefs, your habits, your opportunities, and your financial destiny. But this only works for the one who remains quiet. The universe rewards those who create in silence, and tonight you will begin creating a life you will never be able to fully explain. Now breathe slowly, let your mind become still, and listen carefully. Your subconscious is waking up. Wealth does not begin with money. It begins with silence. The world believes that success is loud, that progress must be announced, that goals must be shared, that ambition must be seen. But that belief has destroyed more dreams than failure ever did, because the moment you speak of what is still forming inside you, you open the door for doubt, jealousy, and disbelief to enter. Not your doubt, but theirs. Human beings do not fear your results. They fear the possibility that you might succeed before they do. And when they sense that possibility, they begin to poison you with questions, with warnings, with subtle ridicule, until your new idea, your seed of prosperity, starts to weaken. Wealth is a seed, and every seed must grow in darkness before it ever touches light. You would never dig up a seed after planting it. Just to prove that it is growing, you would never show its roots to neighbors for approval. And yet, people constantly uproot their dreams for the same reason. They want the world to validate them before the seed has become strong enough to live. That is how dreams die, not by failure, but by premature exposure. Prosperity does not respond to applause. It responds to alignment of thought, faith, purpose, and emotion. And alignment can only happen in silence. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is construction. It is the unseen phase of creation where attitude is shaped, belief is rooted, and identity is rewritten. The man who talks about wealth before he has cultivated his inner state is like a farmer who shouts about harvest while carrying dead soil. Real wealth is built first in the mind, and only those who protect that mental soil are trusted with the seed of abundance. Hear this carefully. The universe does not reward the loud. It rewards the aligned. The aligned do not debate their dreams. They do not ask the doubtful for permission. They do not seek encouragement from those who have never created anything. They move quietly. They act precisely, and they let results arrive like sunrise without announcement, without apology, and without explanation. Think of every great builder of wealth. Henry Ford spoke little while building engines in the dark. Thomas Edison did not invite crowds to watch him fail thousands of times. Andrew Carnegie did not spend his early struggles asking for validation. They worked in silence because they understood law. Law does not need belief from the crowd. These men were guided not by noise, but by a quiet partnership with infinite intelligence. While others gossiped, questioned, doubted, and debated. They listened inwardly. They trusted a voice that does not yell, boast, or beg. Infinite intelligence whispers, and only the silent hear it. When your mind is still, a signal is received, ideas arrive, direction becomes clear, and you begin to feel guided rather than desperate. That feeling of guidance is the foundation of wealth. It is the moment you stop chasing prosperity, and prosperity begins moving toward you. And this is why you must remain silent. The moment you explain your vision to those who cannot see it, you begin to doubt it yourself. Doubt breaks alignment. And once alignment is broken, the law stops working for you. You must protect your belief like treasure. Guard your vision the way a seed guards its roots, hidden from those who might crush it, protected from those who do not understand it, nourished only by faith, repetition, and purpose. Let people wonder what you are doing. Let confusion surround your silence. Let others mistake your calm for lack of ambition. And when results arrive, they will not understand how you did it. They will not see the nights you spent reprogramming your mind. They will not feel the inner alignment that was built in stillness. They will call it luck. They will call it timing. They will call it talent. They will call it anything but law, because only the silent know the law. Tonight, you join them, not the loud, not the seekers of attention, not the talkers who build nothing, but the few who create in secrecy, who align before they act, who allow infinite intelligence to work through them. So say quietly within yourself, I create in silence. My results will speak. Let this thought become your shield, your identity, your new way of building wealth, because tonight the seed has been planted and no one must know how quietly you are growing. Night is not the end of your day. Night is the beginning of creation. The world thinks that sleep is rest, a pause, a break, a quiet escape from effort. But the wise know something different. They know that while the body sleeps, the mind begins its real work. Your subconscious is the silent worker of your life. It never tires, never sleeps, never questions, and never argues. It simply obeys, and every night it builds your life according to the final instructions you give it. This is why your last thoughts before sleep are the most expensive thoughts of your day. They are blueprints. They are scripts. They are orders given directly to infinite intelligence. Most people do not know this. They fall asleep rehearsing fear, counting debt, reliving mistakes, replaying conflict. They close their eyes, repeating the language of scarcity, and their subconscious, obedient to command, arranges their life to match their worries. Then they wake up wondering why nothing changes. They blame fate and luck or circumstance, unaware that their financial reality is being constructed every night by their own thoughts. Understand this clearly. The subconscious mind does not choose. It only continues whatever you last impressed upon it. So if you do not choose your final thought, your worry chooses it for you. If you do not plant the seed of wealth, your old beliefs plant the seed of lack. That is why tonight is different. Tonight, you will give your subconscious a new command. Tonight, you will stop falling asleep by accident. Tonight, you will sleep with intention. Before your body enters rest, your mind will enter the workshop, the invisible architectural room where opportunity is organized. Ideas are delivered. Relationships are aligned, and wealth is quietly arranged according to your inner state. Listen carefully. Creation is not loud. The universe does not build with noise. The seed becomes a tree in silence. The tide shifts without applause. The planet moves without announcement. Prosperity is the same. It is constructed quietly, in the darkness of thought, in the stillness of sleep, and your subconscious is the builder, but a builder cannot work without a plan. It must be given a definite idea to work upon, not a wish, not a hope, not vague désir, a definite thought, impressed with emotion. This is the secret of night creation. The subconscious builds whatever emotion you fall asleep with. If you sleep with fear, fear becomes blueprint. If you sleep with gratitude, gratitude becomes blueprint. If you sleep with certainty about wealth, wealth becomes blueprint. So before sleep, you must do three things. First, release. Release every worry, every debt in your mind, every fear of tomorrow, not by ignoring them, but by handing them to infinite intelligence. Say quietly within, I have done my part today. Now the law will do the rest. This calms the mind. This tells the subconscious that nothing is missing, nothing is broken, nothing is urgent. Second command, give your subconscious a clear instruction. A single sentence of prosperity, spoken as fact, not as hope. Say slowly, while I sleep. My mind builds prosperity. Feel these words. Do not analyze them. Do not ask how. The how is not your job. Your job is the command. Third, trust. Trust means you do not argue with your own affirmation. You do not cancel the blueprint before it is built. You surrender the question. When you surrender the question, how, and you let infinite intelligence arrange what you cannot force. This is faith without effort. And this is where most people fail. They ask for prosperity at night, then wake in the morning, doubting it, which tears down what was being built. Wealth is slow for the doubter and fast for the certain. Certainty is the true speed of manifestation. Tonight, how let certainty be your final feeling before sleep. Let your thoughts become calm, your breathing slow, and your inner voice say only this, while I sleep. My mind builds prosperity. Say it until the words feel natural. Say it until the sentence feels like identity. Say it until the old thoughts cannot interrupt. And when the sentence becomes familiar, that is, when the subconscious begins to obey. Hear this final truth. Wealth does not come to the one who works the hardest. It comes to the one whose subconscious works hardest for them. Your daytime actions are only half your life. Your nighttime mind completes the other half. Tonight, you do not fall asleep. You enter the workshop. The body rests. The subconscious builds. Infinite intelligence organizes, and prosperity begins. There is a rhythm in everything that grows. The ocean does not fight the shore. The sun does not rush to rise. Even your heart beats by law steady. Measured, precise. Prosperity has the same rhythm. Wealth, confidence, and opportunity arrive according to alignment, not impatience, not force, not struggle. Most people try to chase wealth. They try to outrun scarcity, to hustle against fear, to force results before they are ready. And by doing so, they break rhythm. You cannot rush a tree to grow. You cannot demand a flower to bloom on your schedule. Anything forced out of season dies before its time. So it is with prosperity. What you seek does not respond to pressure. It responds to vibration. Vibration is the emotional tone of your thoughts. It is the frequency behind your actions, the silent broadcast of who you are becoming. Your results are not created by what you do alone, but by the energy from which you do it. Fear works hard and destroys progress. Faith works calmly and multiplies progress. The anxious man takes 100 actions with no result. The aligned man takes one action that shifts his entire life. Why? Because one is acting out of rhythm, and the other is moving with the rhythm of abundance. Hear this clearly. Your inner state sets the speed of your success. When you move in fear, you delay prosperity. When you move in certainty, prosperity moves toward you. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are in rhythm with. Anxiety is the vibration of lack. Gratitude is the vibration of abundance. Impatience is the vibration of doubt. Calm consistency is the vibration of wealth. The wealthy are not calm because they have money. They have money because they are calm. Their nervous system is not operating in survival. Their mind is not vibrating in fear. Their decisions are made from certainty, expectation, and quiet confidence. The poor man waits to feel confident until after results appear. The wealthy man feels confident so that results can appear. One reacts to circumstances, the other creates circumstances. This is rhythm. This is vibration. To align with wealth frequency, you must learn to be still without being stagnant. Waiting is not inactivity. Waiting is faith expressing through patience. Faith waits without anxiety, because faith knows what is coming. Doubt rushes, because doubt fears it will never come. Tonight, let your mind learn the pace of prosperity. A pace without pressure, without panic, without fear of time. Time only feels slow for those who doubt. Time feels perfect for those who trust. Say this quietly within yourself: I move in rhythm with abundance. Nothing in haste. Nothing in fear. Everything on time. Feel these words. Do not analyze them. Let them sink into your breathing. Let your chest loosen. Let your nervous system soften. Wealth enters through a calm mind. Infinite intelligence speaks through stillness, not through panic, not through noise, not through desperate action. The greatest ideas, the greatest insights, the greatest decisions of your life will come, not when you are trying the hardest, but when you are aligned the deepest. When you are aligned, action becomes effortless. The phone call comes at the right time. The idea arrives out of nowhere. The opportunity appears without being chased, not because you are lucky, but because your frequency matches what you desire. Alignment is the bridge between thought and result, and your subconscious organizes that alignment while you sleep. Tonight, as your body rests, your subconscious will tune itself to the vibration of abundance, not through effort, not through analysis, but through rhythm. Rhythm is repetition. Each night you repeat faith. The subconscious accepts faith as identity. Each night you repeat prosperity. The subconscious accepts prosperity as truth. Each night you fall asleep aligned with gratitude and certainty. Your vibration becomes wealth, and wealth begins searching for you. So breathe slowly now and allow your mind to soften. Let every part of you settle into rhythm. like waves returning to shore, like night returning to the sky, like certainty returning to your heart. Say quietly, my thoughts beat in rhythm with abundance. I am never late. I am never early. I am always in perfect time. Let these words become a heartbeat, the inner pulse of wealth, because once your inner rhythm changes, your outer world must change with it. This is the law of vibration. This is the language of prosperity. This is how wealth responds to those who listen. Tonight, you are not chasing money. You are aligning with it, and alignment is power. Money is not paper. Money is movement. It is energy in circulation, for value in motion, prosperity, traveling from one mind, one idea, one exchange to another. Most people misunderstand money because they treat it as something to hold, something to keep, something to protect through fear. They clutch money with anxiety, save it with panic, and spend it with guilt. And in doing so, they interrupt the law of invisible exchange. The law is simple. Money must circulate in order to multiply. When it flows, it grows. When it stagnates, it dies, just as blood must circulate through the body to sustain life. Money must circulate through the economy to sustain prosperity. A closed fist cannot receive. A fearful mind cannot attract abundance. Scarcity is not the absence of money. Scarcity is the absence of circulation. The man who hoards money in fear is no different from the man who spills it in ignorance. Both are breaking the law. Prosperity responds not to amount, but to intention. What you give with fear is lost. What you give with faith returns multiplied. Hear this clearly. You do not get paid in proportion to what you keep. You get paid in proportion to what you circulate. When you invest in growth, when you exchange value with confidence, when you pay with clarity and gratitude, you stay in rhythm with abundance. But when you cling to money and fear, you tell your subconscious that you do not believe in tomorrow's supply, and your subconscious obeys, restricting your opportunities, limiting your ideas, closing the door to income. Lack is not outside you. Lack is programmed by your inner state. The wealthy do not circulate money because they already have it. They have money because they circulate it. They understand that money flows to those who trust value, who invest in skills, who grow their usefulness, who exchange knowledge, who create opportunities. Instead of waiting for them, money follows usefulness. You are paid for the value you circulate, not for the hours you endure. A man who increases his usefulness will never need to chase money. Money will chase him. The poor wait to feel secure before they circulate. The wealthy circulate in order to feel secure. One waits for proof of abundance. The other activates abundance. This is the law of increase. Money expands when the mind expands. When you invest in growth, your income begins to reflect it. When you learn high-value skills, opportunities cannot ignore you. When you circulate value into the world circulates value back to you. Tonight, let your subconscious learn the truth about money. Money is not scarce. Money is always moving. It flows endlessly across the planet, through ideas, through markets, through industries, through digital space, through human imagination, through invisible networks of exchange. A new opportunity can be created at any moment. A new income stream can be born in a single idea. Prosperity does not run out. It reorganizes itself through the minds that understand its laws. If you believe that money is limited, your mind becomes limited with it. But when you believe that money flows, your mind becomes a channel through which wealth moves. Say quietly, I am a channel for prosperity. Money flows to me, through me, and from me in wisdom and abundance. Feel the truth behind these words. Let them settle into your subconscious as identity. You are not meant to chase money. You are meant to circulate value. You are meant to grow, to learn, to provide, to create exchanges that increase the world and increase yourself. And when you do, money arrives like a returning tide. The fearful never feel rich. Even when they have money, the aligned feel rich before they have results, and results come because of that alignment. Trust the law. Circulate value. Circulate confidence. Circulate gratitud. Circulate investment into your growth, and money will return with increase. This is the invisible exchange. This is the flow of prosperity. Wealth is not stored. Wealth is circulated. The world does not pay you for what you want. It pays you according to who you believe you are. Every experience, every relationship, every opportunity that enters your life is a reflection of your belief, your inner estimation of your own worth. Life does not give you what you desire. It gives you what you expect. If you believe you are insignificant, life will make you invisible. If you believe you are unworthy, life will mirror rejection. If you believe you are capable, life will respond with opportunity. Your outer world is a broadcast of your inner identity. Let this truth settle. Your income is a reflection of your self-image, not your effort. Two people can work the same hours in the same field, yet one earns 10 times more. The difference is not skill alone. It is identity. One believes he is worth more, and the world agrees. You are surrounded by mirrors, not the kind made of glass, but the kind made of responses. If people ignore you, it is reflecting how you see yourself. If people respect you, it is reflecting how you think. If money avoids you, it is reflecting how worthy or unworthy you feel of receiving it. The subconscious broadcasts belief like a signal, and the world responds to that signal. You cannot escape yourself. You meet yourself everywhere, in clients, in bosses, in relationships, in opportunities. A timid mind attracts domination. A doubtful mind attracts hesitation. A resentful mind attracts conflict. A confident mind attracts respect and compensation. Nothing is random. Everything is reflection. Say this quietly: life reflects my belief, not my requests. Most men try to change circumstances without changing identity. They try to earn more without increasing their sense of worth. They try to receive respect without respecting themselves. They try to appear successful without becoming confident within. They strike the mirror, hoping the reflection will change. But the reflection is not the cause. It is the effect. If you wish to alter what you receive from the world, alter what you believe within. Belief is silent, but it is loud in results. You speak without speaking. You negotiate without words. You introduce yourself without talking. Confidence walks into the room before your voice does. Doubt does too. Your posture, your presence, your tone, your stillness, each tells the world how to treat you. You cannot project insecurity and attract abundance. You cannot send out fear and be met with opportunity. You cannot despise yourself and earn greatly. Money gravitates toward value. Value begins as identity, not product. You can only sell to the degree you believe in your own worth. You can only receive to the degree you believe you deserve. Say softly, "Now with conviction I am worthy of increase." Let those 5 words reshape your subconscious. The world responds to the man who respects himself. When you speak as though you matter, life makes room for you. You must learn to think of yourself as someone worth trusting, someone worth paying, someone worth promoting, someone worth following. When belief changes, you stop chasing approval. You stop explaining yourself to doubters. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You stop apologizing for your ambition, and as you stop shrinking, the world expands around you. Observe this power silently. As you increase your self-value, you will notice people treat you differently. Opportunities begin to seek you. You are invited where you used to be overlooked. Your work is rewarded, not exploited. Your voice carries weight. Your presence commands attention. Nothing about the world changed. You changed, and the world reflected it. Say quietly, "I think well of myself," and life reflects it. This is not arrogance. This is law. Arrogance demands attention. Confidence attracts it. Arrogance is noise. Confidence is vibration. The world senses vibration before it hears language. People feel if your belief is weak or strong, money feels it too. Income rises when identity rises. Confidence becomes currency. Self-worth becomes wealth. Repeat. Not as hope, but as fact, I am aligned with high value. I am worthy of wealth. I expect abundance. And abundance responds. Let these words echo until they no longer sound like affirmation, but introduction, identity. Because when belief becomes identity, life has no choice but to reflect your worth. There is a law older than every financial system on earth and truer than every opinion of man. Faith precedes fact. Belief creates evidence. Before any building exists, there is belief. Before any fortune forms, there is belief. Before any life transforms, there is belief. Thought is the blueprint. Faith is the architect. Results are the building. Every great creation is first invisible. You cannot see electricity, yet it lights cities. You cannot see faith, yet it builds empires. You cannot see the subconscious mind, yet it commands your financial destiny. Say quietly, faith is my foundation. The seed always comes before the tree. Yet most men demand the fruit before planting the seed. They want wealth without inner conviction. They want income without identity. They want results without belief. That is like asking the soil to grow a tree before the seed has been planted. Faith is the seed. Identity is the soil. Repetition is the watering. Patience is the sunlight. Combine them, and manifestation becomes mathematics. Predictable, inevitable. What you believe consistently must materialize, not by luck, but by law. The subconscious mind accepts every repeated thought as an order. It does not judge. It does not question. It does not argue, it only obeys. That is why faith works miracles and fear works disasters. Both are commands. Both are seeds. Both are obeyed. For years you may have planted fear, fear of bills, fear of lack, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, and the subconscious, being loyal, produced circumstances that matched those fears. This is not punishment. This is precision. If fear was planted, fear had to be harvested. But today you plant something different, something wealth recognizes, something opportunity responds to, something infinite intelligence cannot refuse certainty, not hope, not wishing, not maybe one day, but knowing. Hope waits. Faith works. Hope dreams. Faith builds. Hope says, I want. Faith says, it is done. Say softly, not as desire, but as fact. I no longer hope. I know. Feel how those words shift your identity. A man who knows does not chase. He expects. He aligns. He acts. He receives. A man who knows is not impatient, because law does not rush. Just as a seed grows in silence, faith matures in stillness. Delay is not denial. Delay is development. The wise do not panic while waiting. They prepare while waiting. Ask yourself in quiet honesty, am I waiting or am I preparing? Those who wait remain weak. Those who prepare become destined. Henry Ford prepared. He was ridiculed, doubted, mocked, but he remained certain. Not confident, certain. Confidence can shake. Certainty is unbreakable. Certainty says, my result is already real in law, and law must complete its delivery. What you are building in your mind is already true in the unseen. It is already being arranged. It is already being organized. It is already moving toward you through timing. Ideas, people, and circumstance. You do not build the entire bridge in a day. You build it piece by piece. The subconscious completes what you consistently command. Say gently, my mind builds prosperity while I remain calm. That calmness is not weakness. It is proof you trust the law. The anxious man tries to control the storm. The faithful man stands above it. The result is the same rain, but a different harvest. When faith matures, peace replaces effort. You work, but you do not strain. You act, but you do not fear. You speak, but you do not beg. You expect, and the world complies. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. Infinite intelligence cannot denude conviction. It mirrors your identity back to you. Faith is not a request. Faith is a command. Command not by shouting, but by believing. Command not by force, but by certainty. Command not with emotion alone, but with repetition that becomes identity. Say quietly as a builder giving instruction to the unseen, I believe, without proof. For faith itself is proof. My results appear in divine sequence. I no longer hope, I know. Let these words be planted. Let repetition water them. Let rest develop them. And let results ripen without noise. For the man who masters faith does not chase success. He attracts it. He does not force his future. He allows it. He does not wait for miracles. He becomes them. There comes a sacred hour in the life of every man who has worked faithfully with the law, an hour when he no longer asks if the law works, because proof surrounds him. The struggle is gone. The questions are silent. The results speak. This moment does not arrive with celebration, not with noise, not with applause. It arrives the same way the seed once began, quietly. You will not wake one morning to fireworks or sudden explosions of fortune. You will wake to a deeper calm, a stillness that whispers everything is already ordered. You will sense that you are being carried not by effort, but by rhythm. Opportunities will begin to meet you. People will begin to trust you. Doors will open without force. Money will flow without strain. Peace will replace the anxious hunger that once drove you. This is not luck. This is law fulfilled. You become magnetic, not through noise, but through order. Say softly, as though you already remember this truth, I am at peace with prosperity. You no longer chase. You attract. You no longer beg. You allow. You no longer prove. You simply are. This is the silent harvest. Just as the farmer does not shout the seed into growth, you will not shout success into existence. You will think in order, act in certainty, walk in calm. That calm becomes your crown. You no longer need to announce your plans, because your results announce them for you. You no longer explain your vision, because explanation dilute energy. You no longer seek approval, because approval becomes irrelevant. Greatness does not reveal itself through noise. It reveals itself through inevitability. Say quietly, my success is inevitable. Feel how your breath slows as you speak it. That ease is wealth already forming. You will begin to notice something rare. Even your smallest decisions carry precision. Not rushed, not hesitant, just exact, as though guided, because they are. Your mind is no longer fighting the world. It is partnered with infinite intelligence. You no longer attempt to control life. You move in rhythm with it. Control is replaced by cooperation. Pushing is replaced by positioning. Worry is replaced by trust. This is mastery. Prosperity, once chased with fear, now follows you like a shadow, not because you run after it, but because you walk in alignment. Say softly, the law works through me, not for me. You are no longer a seeker. You are a steward. You are no longer asking. You are expressing. You are no longer trying to manifest. You are manifestation. Your results match your identity, not your effort. At this stage, repetition is no longer practice. It becomes maintenance of harmony. Your affirmations are not requests. They are remembrance, like a musician tuning an instrument already built, morning and night. You no longer repeat to convince. You repeat to remain aligned. You are not trying to build faith. You are speaking from faith. You will find that gratitude becomes natural, not forced. You thank life before receiving because you feel what is coming. You recognize fulfillment before form. You celebrate the invisible, knowing the visible must obey. That is gratitude at the highest level, not reaction, but recognition, psychiatry, not to ask, but to acknowledge, I already have what I once sought. Peace becomes wealth. Stillness becomes strength. Order becomes magnetism. You no longer hustle for outcomes. You allow outcomes to reveal themselves at the right hour, just as dawn arrives without argument, just as tides move without permission, just as stars shine without audience. Silence is your power. Gratitude is your wealth. Faith is your foundation. Your life becomes demonstration. Others may not understand your calm. They will rush, argue, worry, panic, and they will try to pull you into their storm. But you will remain centered, for the storm outside cannot disturb the peace you now carry within. Say gently, with authority without volume, my silence protects my success. You are no longer working to have, you are working to express what you already are. Prosperity is no longer something to get. It is something to reveal, something that unfolds from identity, something that matures through silence. Like fruit that ripens in its season, you will look back one day and realize that the transformation was never sudden. It was quiet, inevitable, orderly. You will smile, not proudly, but softly, and say, I simply learned to obey the law. Tonight, your subconscious has been instructed, the law has been engaged, and what was once only a thought has now been set in motion. You do not need to announce it. You do not need to explain it. You do not need to share it with anyone. Your results will speak for you. Silence has begun to work on your behalf. Opportunity has started its movement. Prosperity has heard your frequency. Infinite intelligence has your command. And from this moment forward, you will not chase success. You will attract it. When the world asks how, when people wonder why, when they cannot understand your new calm, just smile and keep listening, because what you heard tonight is not motivation. It is not a speech. It is mental engineering. Now breathe slowly. And remember, your future is not created by effort alone, but by identity, silence, and law. If you want this transformation to deepen, if you want your subconscious to continue building wealth while you sleep, then return here again tonight, and again tomorrow night, and again until peace becomes natural and prosperity becomes normal. This is your new routine, your private ritual, your silent advantage. Now listen closely. Subscribe only if you choose to grow in silence. Like only if this message belongs to you. Share nothing except your results. Let your actions reveal what your voice conceals. Let your peace announce your power. Let your life become the proof of law. Now close your eyes. Release every thought. Let the subconscious complete what faith has started. Sleep in silence.